Hello and welcome to the KMTRADERS channel. We're looking at Euro USD. So I'm just going to have a look at our bias and how we can look into getting into some possible entries. So speaking through last week's video, we made a range, two ranges, right? So one range was roughly in this area here. I've got it deleted now, and the other one was right down below. Now, what we was anticipating is a bounce to the upside and potentially moving a lot higher. Now, because price had closed below and retraced back up, but with a wick to the upside, it's classified as kind of a rejection to that extent. So what we are looking at in this area is still in this zone here. So this is between 109,417 to 242. So between this area, I know it's large, but in this area we are looking for price to make a potential move to an upside or the downside, but most likely on the downside, because if we check on the daily, we have ultimately closed lower, and we want to potentially check if we can make continual lows. So that's what we are looking into. So one of two things can happen is we get that push to the downside now because we are in the phase of the rejection. So as long as price doesn't close above, this is classed as the retest phase. So if we can get a closure to the downside, I would look for entry in that position, and ultimately pushing down to at least below here in this level, and then if we close on the 4 hourly on this lowest wick, then we would continue to our next weekly key level to test that if we can reach that. Obviously, looking at another scenario is if it fails to close below this, so if we fail to go lower and we close above, then we will look for price to the upside with a closure, a retest in this level, not closing below. So we will potentially see a lot of wicks to the downside and then push to the upside to test this key level here. Sorry, I'll get rid of that. A test up to this level here, 109,739, and see how price reacts to that level. So one or two things can happen, obviously one to the upside, one to the downside, but as long as we stay in line with our 4 hourly downtrend, I believe that the bias is still lower. So take profits wisely, and obviously adjust your risk management and watch out for this zone area. So thank you very much for listening, and if you're getting any tips, or if this is actually benefiting your trading style, go ahead and subscribe to our channel, just to give us give you a future indication of our future analysis as well. So thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next week.